Hi, I'm Shauna. This is Shauna's World. Welcome back to my channel where I make videos about living well. In this video, I just wanted to go over my 2022 goals and look at where I am with them all because we're halfway through the year and I just wanted to check in on what's going well, what's going not so well, and anything I want to reassess in terms of whether I want to change up the goals or do something completely different or if they're still important. I've been watching quite a lot of people posting mid-year check-ins on their goals on YouTube over the last month or so. So yeah, thought I would create something similar. To be honest, I haven't reviewed my goals as much as I'd have liked through the year. I've been working towards some of the bigger ones, but actually when I just reflected on all the goals I set, I had 17 goals for the year. And some of them are quite small, but some of them are really big goals that take up a lot of time or there's a lot to put into it. So yeah, I'm not on track with all of them and I think that's understandable and they are all things that are important to me, but there are a couple that I'm kind of letting go of a little bit. So I'm just going to go through them one by one and share how I'm doing with each goal. So the first one was to hike the Israel National Trail. That I have not done yet, but that is due to start in October. I'm hiking October to December and I've booked my flight out to Israel to make that happen and it very much looks like it's going to become a reality. It does look like I'm going to be hiking quite a lot of it alone, if not all of it alone, which wasn't what I intended and is a little bit scary. But actually, I think if it does end up being the case, I think it could be a really incredible opportunity. And my word for the year was growth, and that would lead to a huge amount of growth, I'm sure, having to make all the decisions on my own. My second goal was to get a 5-kilometer personal best in my running. And to be honest, I don't think that's going to happen this year. I'm working with a running coach, Toby at Queer Runnings, and he is amazing. And it's a very wonderful, inclusive, lovely running club. And I'm so glad to be working with them. And yeah, the 5K PB was one of my 2 running goals for the year. And to be honest, with the other goal, I just don't think it's possible to get a PB this year. I did a time trial a few months ago and I'd actually slowed down in my PB since last September. So yeah, my goal with that has shifted to just doing the best I can to improving the speed, following my training plan. So I'm letting go of the personal best, but I am going to aim to get that time as low as I can for me with the ability I have at the moment. And then my other running goal is running an ultramarathon, which I haven't done yet. It's going to happen on the 10th of September, but training is underway for that. I've been working really hard with my running with my coach, and I did do a 35-kilometer run on my 35th birthday to celebrate. So I feel like I could have done another 15 kilometers on top of that with a bit more training. So I will be there by September. I'm confident that will all go ahead unless I get injured. And I'm actually really excited about that goal and hope that my ultra career will only grow after that. My next goal was to work on my creativity a bit more by doing an acting course. So I'm pleased to say I did do that. I did a 12-week acting course at the Rose Theatre in Kingston and I absolutely loved it. It had been so long since I'd done any acting and it just, it felt so good. And I have to say, after so long away from it, I was very rusty. My confidence wasn't all that. And then when I was, even when my confidence got better, I don't think I was very good compared to how I used to be when I was younger. But I had so much fun with it. And I loved doing a hobby that was not about being good or being the best or making money from it. It was just about being creative and doing fun things for the pure love of it. But that goal is ticked off. So my next goal was to get monetized on YouTube. To be honest, I'm still a very long way off of that, but I've gotten a bit more momentum with making videos recently and I think it probably won't happen this year, but that's okay. I'm just gonna make sure it happens when it happens and that I keep putting in as much as I can towards it. And I love making videos, even if I'm not earning off them or if I'm not being recognized for them. I just enjoy the process of making videos. One thing I will say is I haven't been consistent about uploading and making videos just for various reasons, but I want to start focusing more on uploading to a schedule, even if it's quite a sporadic schedule, just because I know then the YouTube algorithm is more likely to pick up videos and share them with more people, and then that can lead to more subscribers and then potentially getting monetized. So I would like to move from uploading in an ad hoc way to doing it in a bit more of a structured way, even though I probably can't realistically upload every week. If I do something like every 2 weeks, maybe that'll help. My other YouTube goal was to upload 20 to 40 videos. This is getting better. I've uploaded 11 so far, so halfway through the year, I'm over halfway to the target of 20. Realistically, I wanted to upload closer to the 40 mark, but with everything else I've had going on, I just haven't had the capacity. And to be honest, I had about 3 months where I didn't make a single video. And I do find it really hard to make the time to make videos and to even upload them because my internet's really bad when I'm on my boat, when I'm at home just living my life. But as soon as I go away, for whatever reason, I just want to make videos. I get really inspired for things I want to film, for editing, for everything. That change of scenery does something wild for my creativity. So I'm really trying to harness the energy I have with it at the moment. So I feel like I should get to 20 okay, but I would like to do more. So I'm gonna look at that regular scheduling, and I think I just need to put a little bit more effort into making videos when I'm at home. So another goal was a breathwork one, which was to facilitate breathwork at least 2 festivals or events or retreats this year. So things I'm not organising myself. So far I've done 1, so halfway through the year I'm 50% of that. I did Reboot in Hamburg, which was with Traverse Events. It was a content and wellness event, and that was incredible. I had the best time. And then for the summer, I've been pitching different festivals to offer them at some of the bigger scale festivals, and I haven't had any luck with that so far. A lot of the festivals were saying they had a backlog of workshop facilitators because of the last couple of years of events being cancelled and then not being able to run their festivals. So a lot of them had said try again next year. So I really wanted to do Shambhala, and I really thought I was in with the chance, and they said no. Also WOMAD, I thought I was in with the chance, and they said no. I'm still waiting to hear back from a couple. So I'm waiting to hear back from Vegan Camp Out and Love Trails, but it's coming up really soon to the dates, and I don't know what they're going to say, so it might be too late. But I'm really crossing my fingers for Love Trails because I've wanted to go to that festival for so long, and it's always on the same weekend as my friend's birthday, but she has other plans this year, and I would love to lead breathwork there. It's a running festival, and then they have other workshops, talks, music, all of that, and it just looks like so much fun, and I feel like breathwork would be such a great addition for them and for me. Then another breathwork goal was to organise and run a monthly in-person breathwork event and a monthly online breathwork event. So every 2 weeks I'd be running a breathwork, half online, half offline. This hasn't really been scheduled so far. I have started running in-person events more, and I've found a really lovely nature space in a private garden in Kingston, backs onto Richmond Park. It's so lovely, but monthly I think would be too much for that, just because I'm just starting out and I don't have a huge audience of breathwork lovers around me. So I did a wonderful event for Beltane, which is Pagan Festival of Fire, and that went really well and that filled up completely. But I'm running another session for the summer solstice, which I think will just be so lovely. It's outside, solstice evening, connecting to nature, and then just breathing together. But I've had very limited interest for that, and I have loads of spaces left. So yeah, I think it would be brilliant even as a small thing, but just running a monthly event doesn't seem sensible yet when I'm not filling up events that are more sporadic than that. And then the online regular events I did not set up just because my schedule was quite hectic. I did run ad hoc online events and those all went really well and I'm really pleased with them. But I have now set up some monthly goal setting breathworks where we're all going to come together, share kind of how the month has gone, set some intentions and goals for the month ahead, which can be anything from work goals to like intentions of qualities you want to bring to your life, and just put them out to the universe and breathe into that and do, say, 30 minutes of conscious connected breathing. And I'm really excited to do these each month. I've scheduled them for the next few months, but then obviously because I'm going to Israel in October, it's going to have to stop then. But it'd be really nice to get some momentum going and then reconvene when my sabbatical is over. Then another goal was in relation to the Israel National Trail to raise money for the charity Rainbow Migration for LGBTQIA plus refugees. And I haven't raised any money yet because I haven't started preparing for the trail really yet, but I have reached out to the charity and told them I'm interested, and I'm going to set up my fundraising page very soon. I actually want to get it in while it's still Pride Month, as that might reach a few more people, get a bit of momentum going for it. But that is so exciting. And I don't expect to raise loads just because I've done quite a lot of fundraising challenges before. I think people who know me will get fundraising fatigue, and they know I'm going to love hiking. It's not like a personal sacrifice. But hopefully I can raise a few £100, you know, every little bit helps. And then one of my financial goals for the year was to save £18,000 towards my sabbatical, both funding the trips and costs back home while I'm not working. And I'm currently on about £14,000 saved for that, but I have spent some of that money already because I've booked some flights and things, so I need to actually work out. I'm due to save about £3,200 more, so that takes me to £17,200. And I probably have spent probably not quite 800, but maybe about 600 on flight. No, maybe, I mean, close. So I think approximately overall, when you account for what I've spent and the overall target of my sabbatical savings, I think £18,000 is realistic. And then another goal was to save £2,500 for my emergency fund. I'm currently on £1,600. I had some big expenses that I had to take out of my emergency fund, like I had to get new boat batteries, and that was expensive. And I've had a few other little things. I may not get to 2,500, but I think it's possible. So I'll just keep plugging away at that and hoping no more big unexpected expenses come up for that. Another goal, one of my spiritual goals, which is definitely off the cards, is I really wanted to do a VIPASSANA retreat this year. So VIPASSANA, if you don't know, is a 10-day silent meditation where you are basically meditating 10 to 12 hours a day and you can't talk really the whole time. And it's something I really wanted to do as it's very intense and you start to really uncover things about yourself. But I knew I may not get a place because they're quite careful about accepting people with mental health problems, and they did decline me. And I really advocated for myself and said my mental health has been so much better. I haven't been unwell in a while, but I think for them, anyone with a history of psychosis is just too big a risk. So instead of that, I've signed up for a vision quest in August. I'm booked into that, and a vision quest, it's another kind of retreat, and it's an experience where you spend a few days in the wilderness by yourself and you're fasting, and it's supposed to really bring clarity and help you uncover what you want from life and answer some of the questions. When you're fasting, you kind of have a lot more clarity. So this is a 12-day experience in Dartmoor with a company called Wild and Home, and I will definitely share more about it at the time, though I probably won't be able to share the actual experience because I'll be living it. But we gather together in, I think it's a campsite near Dartmoor, and we spend 4 days together preparing to go out into the wild. Then we spend 4 days fasted in the Dartmoor, kind of doing the vision quest, and then we spend 4 days coming back together to decompress and reflect and look at what might have come up during that time. So I think it's going to be really profound, and I'm very excited for that. So that's my new goal that has shifted from the Vipassana. And then another goal was to maintain my daily practices, things like breathwork, meditation, and journaling. I just made a video about my daily practices. I would say I have been maintaining them, but I'm not doing all of the things every day. I felt like that was too much pressure, and sometimes, I mean, it can take a couple of hours a day and I don't always have that time. But generally, as long as I do at least one of those things each day, I'm happy, and realistically, I usually end up doing more. Another goal was to work on my sort of self-care and space care practices, like making my bed every day, picking up the clothes and washing the dishes every day. I have to say I've done really, really badly at this. At the start of the year, I was doing all right, but I just lost momentum. I really struggle on the boat. I struggle to keep my space nice. I'm very disorganized. I'm very chaotic. I follow impulses around, and if my motivation isn't there, I just cannot force myself to do it. It's something I so want to change because it really reduces my quality of life and how I feel about myself, but I just find it nearly impossible. So I'm still keeping that on the agenda. It's something I want to focus on, but am I even capable of it? And then another goal was to read at least 50 books or audiobooks. I'm currently on about 18, I think. It depends. I just looked at my Audible list and I've done 17 on there. I think I've had 1 or 2 books that weren't on Audible that I've either read or got on Libby, the library platform. And yeah, to be honest, I thought I would be further ahead than that because I seem to always be listening to audiobooks, but I'm also not putting too much pressure on myself because I just set that intention so that I would read more and consume more books. But actually I don't care if it's exactly 50. I just want to make a habit of consuming a lot of books because they make me feel good. And then my final goal was to take 1 day a week off social media. My God, I have not done that. I've probably had about 2 or 3 days all year off social media, and I just haven't really followed the intention to do that. It hasn't been a motivating factor. I haven't found that social media has been making me feel as bad as it maybe did in the past, so there hasn't necessarily been the impetus to stop looking at it. But I do think it's healthy to take time away, so I am going to maybe try and factor that in a bit more. But I'm gonna take the 1 day a week off the table because I don't think that's necessary, but I'm gonna just overall focus on being mindful in my social media use, and I think I have gotten a bit better at that overall. Wow, that's a lot of goals. That's just a general assessment. I haven't ticked things or crossed things. This was just a reflection of where I'm at and how I'm doing, but when it comes to the end of the year, I will see how it's all happened, but I'm not giving myself a hard time for not hitting goals. The aim of this year is growth. I feel like that is happening, and that is all that matters. Thank you so much for watching today. I've loved having you here. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos or want to find out how I get on with my goals throughout the year, please subscribe to my channel and also leave a comment down below. Let me know how your goals are going for 2022. Thank you again for being here. It's lovely to have wonderful people supporting my channel, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.